Back at it again, and we've got to talk about Stephen A. Smith. Yes, we got to talk about him once again. I know we've talked about him a lot, especially recently, but he actually said something that I kind of agree with, and I think it's quite interesting to hear this coming out of his mouth. Now, I don't know his true intentions. I'd probably say that they weren't great, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, he is someone who obviously is prominent in media. So I'm sure there are people in his ear. I don't know this for a fact. So before anybody hits me with, oh, that's misinformation. All right, I'm just stating a disclaimer here. I don't know this with 100% certainty, but I'd like to guess that he probably does have people in his ear that let him know what he can and cannot say, right? There's only so far that he can go. I would assume. So hearing him say this stuff is quite interesting. Maybe he is honest and truthful, or maybe he's sending out a warning to the Biden administration and he actually wants them to win, and that's why he is saying this. But either way, I actually kind of agree with him, and I want to talk about it. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new, and let's dive in.
The High Price of Democrats' Anti-Trump Lawfare, written by Daniel Henninger, spoke of how most Americans believe the rule of law is better than the law of the jungle, but how that could change. According to Henninger, the newest buzzword in politics is lawfare, or using the legal system as a weapon against a political opponent. Henninger questions how many lawsuits, court motions, and judgments against Donald Trump the Democratic Party can actually chow down on. He also ponders about the high price the American system may pay for all of this in excess. Let me tell you something. It was a great opinion piece. I completely agree with Daniel Henninger of the Wall Street Journal, the opinion piece that he wrote in there, because we've got to get to a point where we're saying when's enough's enough. Donald Trump made a very salient point. I know you don't hear me say that often, but it's true. He made a very salient point a couple of weeks ago, or I think it was in the immediate aftermath of Super Tuesday, when he was talking about President Biden, and he was saying, come beat me. Stop trying to use the legal system in order to pull it off. Now, obviously, President Biden would say it has nothing to do with me. He's the president of the United States. He's not the prosecution in Georgia. He's not the prosecutor in New York. Okay, he has nothing to do with those things. So he may say, maybe it's true. But I find it very, very difficult to believe that everybody on the Democratic side is innocent. I mean, when you look at the inordinate amount of charges that are coming Trump's way, I mean, when is enough's enough? E. Jean Carroll awarded $83.3 million in a defamation suit against Trump. Okay? By the way, New York judge Arthur Egeron ordered Trump to pay a total of $450 million in a civil fraud trial over valuations of his net worth. New York State Attorney Letitia James says if the massive bond isn't posted, she'll seize Mr. Trump's New York buildings. This is according to the article in the Wall Street Journal. We know about what's happening in Georgia. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis, all right, regardless of her own stuff going on with her and somebody else, Mr. Wade, who's also an attorney that she utilized to go after Trump, but that's a different subject for another day, what they've got going on here right now. She goes after 18 other defendants for violating the state's Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act in connection with the 2020 presidential election. The presiding judge dismissed 6 of the 41 counts. This is all according to the article here. You got Colorado, Maine, and Illinois took various legal actions to ban Mr. Trump from the 2024 presidential ballot. Efforts recently blocked by a unanimous Supreme Court decision. They got a 6-3 majority, 6 conservatives, 3 liberals, but unanimously they blocked this effort by Colorado, Maine, and Illinois. You got the special counsel, Jack Smith, going after Trump on trial for a set of federal charges, one over possession of classified documents, another for the former president's actions the day of the 2021 Capitol riot. Okay, that issue is still up in the air. And in the meantime, we've got a situation where a guy by the name of Robert Hur, a classified document special counsel investigating President Biden, ultimately exercised prosecutorial discretion, saying the current president isn't exonerated, but won't be prosecuted, leaving the situation involving Joe Biden to the court of public opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much to get into. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to simply say this. Trump is kicking the Democrats, you know what.
Ain't that the truth? Oh man, ain't that the truth? He is kicking some booty. He's kicking some fanny. I'm sorry. It was just there. The joke was just, I mean, that joke just wrote itself. You know what I mean? Oh man, he is kicking some booty. That's for darn sure. With all of the things that have been levied against him, right? That you heard Stephen A. Smith just lay out there, to see him still winning, in some cases outside the margin of error. I mean, it's absolutely incredible what is actually happening, and I don't think we'll ever see anyone like Donald Trump ever again in terms of politics. I do think we'll have a better Republican Party because of Donald Trump, but I don't think we'll ever see anyone like Donald Trump that's able to one, withstand all of this BS, all of this crap. Like most people, and hey, listen, I wouldn't be mad at them. Most people would just say, you know what? I know it's all crap, but forget it. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired. You got me going from this place to that place and this place and that place. I'm in this court and that court and this court. I got to go to a rally after this court. On this day, I got to do the same thing. And this day, I got to do the same thing. On this day, I got an event at my house in Mar-a-Lago. I got this. Like, bro, this guy, my goodness. My goodness. And the narrative is Trump is too old, but yet he's doing all of these different things. Bro, if he was really... If age was actually an issue for Trump, you wouldn't see him out all over the place like he is. He'd be doing what Biden was doing and going on vacation half the darn time, right? So yeah, it's crazy, man. But let's jump back in.
91 charges. 4 indictments, 91 counts against him. He's been impeached twice. And he still ran away with the GOP nomination. It was a cakewalk. DeSantis couldn't beat him. Christie couldn't beat him. Nikki Haley couldn't beat him. Vivek Ramaswamy couldn't beat him. They can't touch him. And we're still waiting for him to go to jail. We're still waiting for him because supposedly he's done so much. Russian collusion, remember all of that? We're still waiting for the jury. We're still waiting for the guilty verdict. We're still waiting for him to be incarcerated. We're still waiting for him to be seen in zebra stripes. You can't touch him. And now he's throwing this salvo. He said, yo, why don't you come beat me? Stop engaging in lawfare and using the legal system to push your political agenda. Come beat me. That's what he did. Listen, I do sports most of the time. That's the kind of language we want to hear, ain't it? Can you beat him or not? You gonna beat him? 4 different polls show that Joe Biden is trailing, that Trump is gaining momentum. You can look at the right and talk about their commitment to Biden's cognitive decline narrative. The fact of the matter is, in half of America's eyes, Trump is seen as damn near criminal. And he's still collecting more campaign dollars and more votes. He is the GOP nominee. I believe it's his daughter-in-law that's about to be the head of the Republican National Committee.
Yeah.
If she isn't already. Are you going to stop him or not? This article is a very profound one. The high price of Democrats' anti-Trump lawfare. Because when the legal system is utilized this way and people see you getting away with trying to cause all of this ruckus towards him as opposed to simply beating him at the polls, that gives them additional fodder to question the legal system. And once they do that...
Now, like I said, I agree with part of what Stephen A. was saying there. He gets into some other stuff that I don't agree with. But, yeah, I do think the Democrats have cost themselves this election. In trying to secure the election or secure the win, right? They costed themselves the win by going after Trump this much with all of this. You know, they literally would have been better off going after him with one thing that would have thrown him, you know, in jail for like the next 4 years or something, right? Something. But because they made it cartoonish, because it made it so obvious what was happening. It made it so obvious what they were doing, right? Like all they had to do was just one little thing. Just get him in court, just one little thing, get him convicted on that, send him to prison for 4 years. It didn't have to be massive. Just this. But they couldn't resist their Trump derangement. They could not manage it. And they had to just pile it on to the point where like it's obvious to everyone what is happening. Because and I say that they would have gotten away with it if it was small, because most people wouldn't have realized what was happening. They would have saw it as, oh, well, Trump did something wrong. He got convicted. End the story. He's gone to prison. But because he has 90-something counts in like 4 different counties, right? He's got the Eugene Carroll joint. He's got the Mar-a-Lago or the New York, where he's forced to pay like almost $500 million. Like it's so cartoonish at this point that you can't help but see what's actually happening. And I actually showed you guys a video of a young lady who was a Democrat, but because of this cartoonish stuff going on, she realized, it woke her up, and she realized, oh crap, like this is a load of BS. This ain't right. This is not cool. What they're doing to Donald Trump is not right. This should not be happening. And she said in the video, hey, I'm supporting Donald Trump. That is a Democrat voter. That woke her up. This whole charades of everything. So, yeah, I do agree with him that this is going to cost Democrats, especially as these cases all fall apart one by one. This is going to cost Democrats. It's going to cost them severely. And if I'm Trump, after these cases fall apart, I'm bringing this stuff up nonstop. Look what they tried to do to me. Look what they did. They lied. This is how they lied. Look, here are the videos. Here's the evidence. Right? And I'm putting it out there on Front Street while I'm in that White House. I'm showing the American people everything. Everything. Because now I have the megaphone. Now I have the big stage. And I'm going to expose all of these folks for who they really are. Then Democrats are going to be in some real trouble. Right? But, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that video. I thought it was pretty interesting from Stephen A. to actually admit part of the truth. Part of the truth. Now, he mixed in some lies in there, okay? But we got part of the truth out of him. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.